So in this video, we're going to be talking about Sun in Sagittarius in the 12th house. And as you guys can tell, I have this example chart up here of a chart with the Sun in Sagittarius in the 12th house. So if you guys have this placement, the Sun particular placement in the 12th house in Sagittarius, then this is the right video for you. With that being said, what does the Sun represent in astrology? Well, the Sun rules the sign of Leo, which is the fixed fire sign. And the fixed modality in astrology is about a constant state of being. And that's why the fixed signs can be seen as stubborn, because they just are a certain way at all times. And the sign of Leo is the fixed fire sign. Fire is about action or energy. It can also be about perception, because the first fire sign is Aries. So it represents fire, and Aries is about our identity and our perception of things. So the sign of Leo, which is fixed fire, is our constant way of perceiving things, or also our constant way of acting. And that's why it can rule our ego, because it's our constant and very defensive way of perceiving ourselves, our stubborn way of seeing ourselves, but also it's how we constantly tend to act. So it can show our character. And that's why the Sun shows our character. It shows an aspect of our personality in that sense, because it's how our actions come across to others, and it's how we shine in the world. The Sun shines, and Leo is about taking center stage. It's about being seen and receiving validation as well, on a side note. So with that being said, that is what the Sun represents. It really just shows how we constantly tend to act. Fixed fire, a constant state of energy. And this comes across to others as like an underlying aspect of our personality. It's something that they can experience and see very obviously about us. So that's why people relate very easily to other people's sun signs. They can be like, oh yeah, you are that way. Like, you're definitely a Scorpio, or he's definitely a Leo, you know? But a lot of times it's something that's effortless on our part. We don't really try, just like the Sun doesn't try to shine. You know, the sign of Leo, which the Sun rules, is about effortlessness. It's about talent. It's about ease. So the Sun can show talents in our chart. It shows also things that we're passionate about, because it shows things we constantly have energy for. Remember, fixed fire. Fire is a passion or an energy. So with that being said, you guys have it in the sign of Sagittarius, which is about knowledge. So something very quick about that placement is that people with Sun in Sagittarius will often have a passion for knowledge. Now, since it's in your 12th house, you guys particularly have a passion for spiritual knowledge, or knowledge about yourselves or your subconscious. Like, you guys love to learn about yourselves and learn and improve. Especially things that are unconscious, because the 12th house rules the unconscious, is behind the ascendant. The ascendant is our perception. So things that are in the 12th house are things that are kind of beneath the surface to ourselves. Anyways, on a side note, Sagittarius is also about beliefs. It's about logical convictions, as well as philosophy, and it's about like guidance as well. It's about things that we learn either from experience or from knowledge or from other people. So with the Sun in Sagittarius, this shows that your actions are constantly guided by some sort of higher philosophy or external belief system, or a higher belief system, but something that is outside of yourself, that is greater than yourself. That's why Sagittarius can have so much faith in their selves, and that's why it's known as such a risk-taking sign, because you guys believe in some sort of philosophy, or you guys have some sort of wisdom. Sometimes it can just come from experience that allows you guys to act out of faith. Now, also, Sagittarius can be quite carefree as well. So generally speaking, you guys come across to others as risk takers or people that have a lot of faith in themselves. And you guys can be quite ambitious as well, because the sign of Sagittarius is right next to Capricorn. Capricorn is about success and ambition, and Sagittarius is about exploring and it's about expansion. So you guys are expansive individuals. You guys like to explore what's possible. Um, Now, with that being said, it's in the 12th house. The 12th house is about our dreams, it's about our imagination, it's about things that are not yet real, things that we have not yet realized, because that is the 6th house. 6th house is about things that we are working on, and it's about things that we are materializing. It's a earth house. It's a mutable earth house, and it's about work life, and it's about evidence. So the 12th house is about things that we haven't yet materialized. And so it's about our vision. So a lot of times with the sun in Sagittarius in the 12th house, you guys are visionaries. You guys try to lead others with your own dreams and your own perception of things and try to get others on board. If it does not have to do with others, a lot of times it is, this placement indicates that you are somebody that is guided by your dreams. You're guided by your imagination, and you're guided by possibilities. The 12th house is about possibilities. It's ruled by Pisces, and Pisces is about the infinite. And what are things that are not yet realized? They're just possibilities. So with the sun here in the 12th house in Sagittarius, your actions are guided by possibilities. And so you guys are definitely visionaries to a certain extent. Now, with on another note, with the sun in Sagittarius, a lot of times people that are Sagittariuses, they will kind of be like a compass to others. You guys tend to guide others subconsciously, even. Like a lot of times people will copy Sagittarius. So they'll copy your creativity in this case, because you guys have it in the 12th house, which is about possibilities, imagination, and creativity. But in a general sense, people will sometimes copy you and imitate you, because a lot of times people have this impression that your actions are guided by something that is greater, but also something that they don't know. Like you come across as somebody that knows things that others don't, or just the way that you act gives off this impression because you have so much confidence, maybe not necessarily in yourself as an ego, but in some sort of greater knowledge that you believe has been bestowed upon you, or on some sort of greater goal. Because the sign of Sagittarius can show this sense of connection to God or to the universe or something greater, even if it's like a philosophy like peace or love, or it can be something about a teacher as well, something that you were taught, maybe even in school. So you guys know what's right versus wrong based on that, and you guys have a lot of faith, and that guides your actions. So anyways, that basically sums up what I wanted to talk about for this placement. The natural ascendant that has this has the sign of Sagittarius in the 12th house is Capricorn, and Capricorn is about ambition and success, and it's about being on top and being an authority. And so a lot of times Capricorns are self-guided individuals, and that's because they have the sign of Sagittarius in their 12th house. The 12th house is about our subconscious. And the sky is the limit for Capricorns. That's why they have the sign of Sagittarius, the sign of expansion, in their 12th house of possibilities. Now, on the other hand, the sign of Sagittarius being in the 12th house can also be a limiting aspect if it's negatively expressed, because the 12th house is about our subconscious mind, and the sign of Sagittarius is about our beliefs. So our success is inherently related to our subconscious beliefs about ourselves. So a tip of advice that I have for Sagittarius Sun in the 12th house individuals is that you guys need to be aware of your subconscious beliefs and your limiting beliefs, because the sign of Capricorn, which is the natural sign associated with the 12th house in Sagittarius, it's about limitations, restrictions, limits. It's ruled by Saturn, which is about challenges. So there is a possibility that you guys are limited if you guys do not handle your subconscious beliefs. But if you guys do, and if you guys control those things, the sky is the limit. For those of you guys that have the sun in Sagittarius in the 12th house. So, with that being said, if I had to sum up this placement in one sentence, it would be somebody whose actions are guided by possibilities, but also whose actions are limited by what they think is possible versus what's not possible. So it can either be a positive thing or a negative thing, depending on how you use it. With that being said, that is what I wanted to cover for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, and you learned something new about yourself or others, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to this channel as well if you'd like to see more content. Other than that, I appreciate you guys watching and supporting in any way that you do. And I will see you guys sometime soon in another video. Peace.